Greetings once again, humans and demons alike. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more Sandland, the series where previously, after being ambushed by some bandits, Beelzebub was easily able to defeat them, but unfortunately their desert-faring vehicle was greatly damaged. Thief is sent out to a local village to see what he can find, and what does he find? A tank, in the service of none other than the Royal Army. And while Sheriff Rao is a very upstanding gentleman, he has no qualms about taking from the king. So they manage to trick the occupants into vacating and its GT tank as they take off with it. Unfortunately, they come into contact with General Air inside a giant flying vehicle holding a massive tank of water. While initially they're able to trick Air, the report of the stolen tank comes in and Air and his men pursue. Rao damages their water container with the tank, and Air drops it and tries to bomb the tank, with Beelzebub and Thief lifting the tank to an angle where they're able to shoot directly up into the aircraft. Air's ship goes down, and the trio make it out, with Air and the others not realizing that Rao and his team still have the radio communication. They're able to listen in as Air reports to General Zhu, who Rao is shocked is still alive given his aid. But their conversation indicates that the water source is further south. What will our heroes encounter next? And now that they're being pursued, will they make it to that water source? And what will they do when they find it? Join me as I find out, won't you? God, it looks so hot. The water source in the south must belong to the king. That has to be where the waterfinch fly from. There must be a secret behind the water source. Anyway, let's go. It sounds dangerous and fun. Did for a good time. My prince, we're not on a holiday. Don't pretend you can't hear me. I really do love this opening. You know, I didn't notice Rao is on the guitar in this opening. That's great. Or at least it stands out to me more. What? Episode 3. A man called Legend. This is no good. They mustn't discover the reservoir. Your Majesty, we'll take every measure to see that doesn't happen. Using the media, we'll get citizens on board. God, I forgot how wild that look is. Only Toriyama could make it look like that actually worked. Rest assured, General Air or our people will get them. Very well. My concern is that we know nothing about the perpetrators or their motives. If their motives are water. Ooh, I love that guitar in the background track. Gotta pee. Hey, don't do that here. Who cares where I go? Be here instead. What is it? It collects and evaporated your water from urine. But I don't want to drink piss. Relax, the water's clean. Is that really necessary? There's lots of water in the tank. If we don't find the string, we need to take back as much water as possible. Fine, I get it. Hey, he's got a good point. Rao is a man with a plan. We interrupt our program to bring you Courage, the Cowardly Dog Show, starring Courage, the Cowardly Dog. To bring you breaking news. At 3 p.m. today, a Royal Army tank was stolen. They're coming for us. The culprits are stealing people's water and raising havoc. Oh, that propaganda. What? Well, it's the Royal Army if you see an unidentified tank, or what a load of BS. That's not what we're doing. The king will pay 30 million zenny for their capture, dead or alive. Jeez. What? Boy, they're ruthless. Now everyone's against us. Without the spring, we're just criminals. Let's dish the tank and go home. We aren't identified yet. Without a vehicle, we'll die out here. I love the sweeping circular shot. It's pretty good. Honestly, the 3D animation at times is pretty decent, but it's the character models. They really model these well, especially with the how they place the outlines, the shadows, the coloration. They really thought these models through. But given this comes from a movie, and not to mention it's fairly short, but then again, even Trigon Stampede had some pretty good solid 3D animation. 3D animation has really come a long way, especially given to the Japanese to really innovate when it comes down to it too. It's getting harder and harder to look down on 3D animation. especially mostly when it comes to animated series, not movies and video games. They're fantastic. That's right, don't wimp out, thief. How much longer to reach the south? Wasn't it about 5 days? That's a round trip estimate. We did well today, so we might get there tomorrow. Actually, now that I think about it, some of these conversations, yeah, okay. I guess it's just the framing that's throwing me off a little bit. Have you ever lived in the South? Yes, let's see, about 30 years ago. The Peachy still used to inhabit the area back then. Peachy? That's about when they were annihilated by the Royal Army. Is that what I think it is? Okay, I get the conversation. I should probably stop looking at the manga so much. Right. It was around that time. For me, that incident made it to my top 10 list of foolish events. Foolish? It prevented the Peachy from destroying Sandland. Destroying? He got it wrong. You mean the device that caused the explosion? Yes, they were developing a deadly weapon. And you believe that? The Peachy were creating a machine that produces water. Water? No, it can't be. No. Yes, indeed. The Peachy were smart and were developing ways to yield large quantities of water. Oh, okay, we didn't actually even see the Peachy. Pretty generic, all things considered, but I'll be honest, this is something Toriyama would do, as it would affect the king's money-making scheme. He ordered its destruction. Yeah, just like a corrupt government. Take out people who are doing something for the good of others because it would affect someone else's bottom line. Sounds like a work of fiction, but it's more likely than you'd think. That can't be. We have proof. The Royal Army pretended to cooperate with the Peachy by providing aquanium. Oh, that's the okay. Element necessary to complete the machine. I shouldn't be looking this up, but the crystal is what's throwing me a lot. Oh wait, you do see the Peachy in the manga. Okay, well dang. Never mind then. It really was a Toriyama design. Instead, the Royal Army caused the dangerous zirconium to explode and wipe out the Peachy. What is it, old man? The commander of that attack. Yeah. Oh, you see a younger version of him. Was me. What? Hi. Knowing all this, they still made us attack. Old man, how did you let your troops go in when they were aware of what would happen? Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The Zoe wanted me out of the way, as I often objected to his decision. Don't be so hard on yourself. You didn't know. Right, you thought you were saving the world. That's a lot to think about. Oh, the fiend. Oh, yeah, the real fiend. Yeah. Oh, the guitar. Oh man, they just kind of gloss over it a little bit in the manga, but they're really kind of dwelling on it. That's a good idea. That's a good angle. It's me. The real fiend is me. This scene, I always remember this scene. It's a great scene. What are you doing up there? I'm absorbing the power of darkness. Power of darkness? I anticipate a fierce battle ahead. Yeah, right. At the ass crack of dawn. Get real, it's super early. We're off. Huh? Already? It's better on the engine when it's cool out. Get ready. Oh, that's a good point too. Gosh, he's certainly eager. He can sleep inside. No one can sleep in a tank. Huh? What's this? My lucky charm. Charm? There's a page from a magazine. Yeah, in the manga. He was wearing a lot less clothing. Hey, I know this human. He's Sexy Terrier. A really hot actress back in the day. You're just another dirty old man. Yo, lecture you. Shut up and sit down. You're leaving. Guess this good luck charm means you plan on hanging on to the tank? Say what? Aren't we tracking the tank at the next village? You jerk. The old man's playing revenge on the Royal Army. Now my priority is finding that spring. But I'll fight it if they get in my way. Hell yeah. If anything, he's doubled down on how much he hates them. It's one thing to be someone who questions your leader, but to then have been betrayed on top of that when you would carry out a lot of their orders regardless of your own feelings. Oof. It really is a good thing they thought he was dead. You guys leave when we reach the village. This is my mission from here on out. Sounds good? No way. You pledge to find it together. I swear to find a spring by myself. Forget it. Let's start up the engine. I won't go back until I see it for myself. Thief, you may leave. Oh no, it won't look good if I return without you. I love that that's his argument. The logistics of him returning alone rather than the safety of his prince. Alright, we're moving out. Hang tight. Oh, it's these guys. Papa, I hear a tank coming. Great Pike, just as I anticipated. God, they're so scrawny and he's so jacked. What's their exact location? Distance, 85 kilometers. Heading this way. Check. Get the sketchbook. Okay. This is the guy, Papa. There are others, but I can't see them well. Man, I forgot how cool these guys were. I mean, cool. They're just weirdly capable. Good work, but it looks kind of familiar. No, he's a sheriff. See, he's got a badge. Sell the portrait to the news office for 2 million zenny, but not their location. Got it. Oh yeah, it's super speed. Papa, here's the 2 million. That was fast. Well done. Pike, turn on the TV. Okay. And just like that, we interrupt our program. I can't do the joke twice in the same episode. I can't do it twice. It's just hard not to. Oh, man. We interrupt our program to bring you Courage, the Cowardly Dog Show, starring Courage, the Cowardly Dog. I did it anyway. For the latest news on the stolen tank. Here it comes. One of the culprits has been identified by a sketch we obtained. It's like, wait, what? When? What? We determined that the sketches of Sheriff Rao, age 61 of Upper Village. How did they get a sketch of me? Right? Analysis from the fingerprint database reveals that Rao is a fake identity. His true identity is known throughout the land. At 27, he was appointed general of the Royal Army. He is none other than the genius soldier who saved Sandland. The one and only General Shiva. What? It can't be. He's General Shiva? It's truly unbelievable. General Shiva was thought to have died in Sandland age 19. In Sand age 19. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't even know they had their own calendar. Huh. And the explosion as he fought against the Peachy Revolt. The huge explosion destroyed the general's home nearby, killing his wife, a popular sexy actress at the time, Miss Terrier. Yeah. See, it's such a throwaway line, I usually forget about it. But that moment where you really get to dwell on it, and the scene of her in the home with the guitar and just, and then the explosion. Yeah, damn. Why didn't you say she was your wife? You recent man? We didn't know. Why do you only have a magazine photo of her? My photos were lost in the explosion. Honestly, they made this moment a little bit more somber. Because he kind of jokes a little bit in the manga, but here, it ain't no laughs. Hey, he's Shiva? Impossible. Inform General Era immediately. Shiva, what are you up to? What is this? Shiva should be dead. Keep your voice down, your majesty. Who's Shiva? The accursed General Shiva. Our rebel army lost because of him. What? General Shiva? Him. This means I'm up against a legend. It's still unknown. Why General Shiva would be involved in a crime. Ooh, that's background track is going hard. Papa, more tanks. More tanks headed this way. The Royal Army. Why would Royal Army tanks gather here? What's with the necklace shirt? The news office gave it to me as a memento. It's mine. It's a homing device. The swimmers are gonna snag Shiva and claim the bounty. Don't let the Royal Army get him. On your marks. Roger. How long are you planning on sleeping, Guppy? Time for action, human tank. Yep, there he is. The big boy. Don't show them how the swimmers rock. Yeah. Yawn. Guppy's one of the main ones I remember from the swimmers. Is this the news office? This is Shiva. General Shiva. What? Hang on, please. Someone claiming to be General Shiva is calling in through a transceiver. What? Stop all engines. Silence. This Shiva. First, my apologies for causing such disruption. I indeed stole a tank and take full responsibility. But my intention is not to destroy villages as reported by the news. My motive is not to cause civil unrest. It's only to find a water spring I believe to be out there. Spring? Did he say spring? What's he rambling about? I ask you. So please let us be as we pursue it. If I find the spring, I'll publicize it and return the tank. I promise. One more thing. I have a message for someone. 30 years too late, I've learned the truth behind the great explosion. Supreme General Zoe, I will never forgive you. Over and out. Because of how short the book is, you don't really get to dwell on a lot of the plot elements. But at the same time, because of its brevity, you also don't have to go through any BS. Things are snappy. Things happen one after another. So you would think that the whole General Shiva thing and Zoe and the explosion and the Peachy and all that, it'd be something you dwell on more over time. But it's just one volume. and it's one very concise volume. Everything happens in a very timely manner. So to have all these revelations back to back to back to back. Some people would probably argue that it happens too fast, but given the time that Toriyama had in order to tell this story, he hits every plot beat he possibly can. And he does it pretty damn well. This really makes me hope that this same studio maybe adapts a few more of Toriyama's works, like even the Jocko short that he did too, because man, Toriyama's stuff, it knew how to really just hit, you know? Not saying I don't have a few gripes with the Sandland story, but I'm interested to see if I enjoy, because I always remember that I start to lose interest a little bit towards the end. I don't hate it, but I lose a little bit of interest in terms of the manga. I'm curious if maybe some of the issues I had, and I say issues very loosely, will maybe be alleviated by the anime. I'm curious. Mr. Shiva, I have a question. Contact the news office right away. Tell them they better not dare to let a criminal speak on air again. I'll shut them down if that happens again. Right away. This is bad. He mentioned the truth about the explosion and declared he'll find the spring. Does he mean our army's reservoir? What do we do? Not good at all. General Air is on the line, sir. Put him through. I'm in the area where General Shiva is assumed to be. Don't call that ghost from the past, General. And don't bother taking him alive, got it? Kill him. Send him to his grave. That's an order. Excuse me, sir. May I ask you something? What? What did Shiva mean by the truth behind the great explosion? Yeah. And here is the moment that I actually see. Air at first came off like he was gonna be some punk. It's just like, Air's whatever. The moment he started questioning, I will say, I feel like maybe we could have had a little bit of filler in between this episode and the last. Like another encounter where Shiva, or Rao, whatever you want to call him, managed to undermine Air a little bit or outsmart him. I feel like in any other adaptation they probably would have done that. But at the same time, I don't mind this because Air, it helps Air to not come off as some bumbling doofus, which I feel like doing what I mentioned probably would have made him come off a little bit more incompetent. But I never quite feel like his competency comes into question over the course of the series. My father died in that incident. There's no truth behind it, you fool. And she was planning to cause turmoil. Now go mop him up. Forgive my insolence, sir. What was that? Now we have the entire Royal Army against us. Sorry, but it was a rare chance to have my voice heard. I don't plan on getting you involved. Too late for that. Thanks for coming from that way. Well, his grave will be here. But Shiva said he's looking for a spring. Don't be fooled, stupid. We can trust someone who wants to help everyone. True. Still, I admire him for saying he won't forgive Zou. Guppy, lava shot between Shiva and the Royal Army. Gotcha. Why in the middle? They'll take each other out and we'll step in and reap the reward. Brilliant. Papa Swimmer is a good tactician, dude. Again, it'd be so easy to make these characters kind of jokes to a certain degree, which, given how some things go in Dragon Ball, it's so easy to see how this would be altered if this was Toei, and how it would be expanded or stretched out a little bit, and the goofier things you could have happen. But again, manga is so concise. People have to be more on the ball than you would normally have some of these characters be. Fire! Oh, there it is. It's Shiva. Prepare for battle. I don't believe it. Their army's here. They're firing at us. I'm not sure about that. Thief, put on this helmet. Steer the tank exactly as I say. Why Thief and not me? You can't wear a helmet with those horns. Hey, go on. You said you wouldn't get us involved. Please, do as I say if you want to survive. Jeez, these fickle humans. Where are they? Let's see. That way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tank. Thief, a bit to the left. Full speed. Close the hatch. Aye, aye, sir. You got better vision than a periscope. You damn right. Tanks 3 and 5 attack the enemy from behind. Tank 2 close in from the right. That's sure our metal radar gives us a clear advantage. You think so, huh? She is gonna get it from both sides. Kinky, it's going according to plan. Papa, It's Beelzebub. Oh, I forgot they recognized him. What? Beelzebub's on Shiva's tank. Beelzebub. Why Shiva with a demon? And of all demons, the Fiend Prince. Now what? Beelzebub once beat us up pretty badly. He's with Shiva. Oh, I just flashbacks to some funny moment. Certain moments I remember from the manga. Because I've done my best not to read too far ahead, reread, so I can have little moments like this, but there's some funny stuff that happens later between Beelzebub and the swimmers. I can't wait to see it animated. Don't be a coward. We're the swimmers, the baddest baddies in all Sandland. In that case, you'd better hide and see what happens. Right? It's a very justifiable reason. Just think, you know what? Let's hide it out and see what happens. The two tailing us are closing in. Stop zigzagging, understood. Oh, start zigzagging. I'm like, wait, did he say stop or start? Understood. More erratic or we'll be hit. Serpentine, you're too demanding. Two tanks on our right. We'll be surrounded. What do we do? Go on. What you got, Rao? Up that hill, full speed ahead. That will be clear target there. Hurry, here it goes. You're running up that hill, running up that building. Playing like an amateur, the legend must be pure fiction. Thief, stop here. Are you sure? They can see us. Stay here, shift to the right. Out there. Oh, I remember why he did this. They gotta shoot us. Tanks 3 and 5, what is it? Why don't you fire? Sun's too bright. Can't see the enemy. Yep, they're not firing. It's because the sun's behind us. Idiots, change your position. Yep. Ooh. Yep. What? Respond now. Gun base and undercarriage hit. Tank 5 are also unable to fire. It's such beautiful tactics. Simple shot. Didn't go for kill shots, he went for disabling shots too. All in a matter of seconds. That's a great place to end it. I love, because it's such simple tactics, and yet the difference between the heat of battle and just coming up with things on the fly and then properly planning things out are so exemplified in this manga. Some of the stuff you have Rao do are just so like, whoa, I wouldn't have even thought about that. And you don't realize what he's doing until he's already doing it. And sometimes you have to have it kind of explained to you. And because it's a lot of mechanical design, you can't have really out there stuff really happen. There has to be some solid planning. And that's what you get a lot of times in this. And it's really good. It's just really good. And Beelzebub has the natural gifts and power, but Rao he's a tactical genius. But it's more so that he's just smart. He's just smart. He's experienced. He has know-how. He's skilled. It's not like he can't make mistakes, but he just really knows his stuff. That's what it really comes down to. It's always been that when it comes to Toriyama, one of his funnier series was Arale, or Dr. Slump. One of his more action-packed series will always be Dragon Ball, but Sandland will always be his most concisely written story because it is just such a good package. And the announcement that it was going to be a movie, I'm like, okay, that's going to be pretty good, but you probably have to lose out on a few of the cooler elements. But doing it like this with the ONA, a net animation, was a great choice. It is such a good choice. Honestly speaking, I wish Toriyama, while he was still alive, had maybe even worked, because I know there's something after the story of this is finished in terms of the anime. There's a whole nother half for the remaining episodes. So I'm interested to see where that goes. I don't know if that was written by Toriyama. I think that was written by Toriyama too. So I'm interested to see where that goes. But I would have loved to see the team behind this work on a whole nother story with Toriyama and to see what the man could have pulled off. I think that would have been an interesting thing to see. What could the Toriyama of, I guess last year have pulled off with a story brand new. Not something that he'd worked on in the past, not something he was adding on to, just something out the gate brand new. I would have been interested to see what he could have pulled off. But this, fallen in love with this series all over again. It's simple, it's not overly action-packed, it's not deep, but it is such a well-crafted story. And this is doing it justice. This is doing it a lot of justice. Naturally, they've taken a few things out in order to really enhance or change out certain moments, but I don't think that's a bad thing. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you later. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.